talk about this group next time. Y'all got to talk about one of the legendary personalities in hip hop that still, man, his voice, his production, his rap tunes, all of who he was, man. His flavor, his charisma, it still lives on in perpetuity, man. Let's talk about UGK, Pimp C, and Bun B really briefly, man. We don't have to stay here long because we got a lot of work to do in Atlanta, man. But
Yeah.
let's talk about UGK.
Well, I mean, it's and listen, man, they helped to define, just like Cash Money did. They helped to define a region sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did from the very beginning with with Super Tight and their albums that before they even dropped off Riding Dirty, which was in '96. They helped to define really, man, that sound of Houston, along with Ghetto Boys and along with Scarface, along with other, legends like Lil Kiki, and other acts during that time, Devin the Do. They helped to define a sound of that third coast into Texas. And they did it, man. And this is another group that has stayed true to who they were. Production wise, a lot of the work that Pimp C did, the things that he basically did is he self-taught himself in those legendary UGK tracks. The juxtaposition that you had and dichotomy between Pimp C and Bun B, the way that they complemented each other so well, differences in their voice, differences in their flows. I mean, legendary output, really, from what they did. I mean, when you see from the beginning of it, from Super Tight all the way out to Underground Kingz, or right before Pimp C himself passed away, it really was something, again, not really straying very far away from the formula. But damn, they put it down. And they another group that got the respect of everyone, and all of their contemporaries respected the hell out of them for the route that they took and how they got it out of the mud as well. You want to talk about being underappreciated. I don't think a lot of people, man, looking at UGK with Riding Dirty and Dirty Money, man, how many people, the influence that they had on that whole region of Houston, Port Arthur, what they did on so many people that were coming out of that region, man, and what you helped to create. I mean, to put it like this, when they're at the point where they're becoming big, right after Dirty Money, and they also get their experience, their exposure by Pimp C being on sipping on some scissor with 3-6 Mafia, right?
Woo!
Pimp C goes to jail. Bun B continues doing his thing and puts out some bangers of solo albums, but make sure to let people know that he was riding for his man until he got out of prison. And then when
Yes,
he got
sir.
out of prison, they picked right back up where they left off, as if they never skipped a beat.
You better say
And
it.
then for them to drop that last album with Underground Kingz, man, which I'm telling you, man, when that joint dropped that summer, I remember because I was working, I was actually working at Enterprise Rent a Car that summer. And
Okay.
I remember like that was my joint. That first disc was my soundtrack going to and from work every single day, man.
Wow.
And it was like, man, I love these dudes, man. The fact that it was uniquely Houston, uniquely Southeast Texas. It was a style that everybody in the area and in the region could identify with. They didn't stray away from what their formula was. And they kept it trill, as they said, man. They kept it trill. They was true to themselves. Pimp C, one of the most unique characters that you would see in hip hop, spoke
Period.
his mind,
Yes,
said what
sir.
the hell was on his mind. It was never about no sucker shit, as he always said. And you got to appreciate that about him. And then what Bun B did in his absence, both when he was locked up and now after his untimely death, was continue to keep the UGK legacy alive by letting people know that they're here to stay about what they had. He's continuing that legacy on. And you have to respect that, man. Again, not a group that was very big mainstream wise. They had their blips with the features, the 3-6 Mafia, the OutKast, then they were big hits, They were big hits. When they did show up on the radar nationally, they made an impact.
Big Pimpin', Jay-Z, Big Pimpin', yeah.
Jay-Z. They made a huge impact when they jumped on the scene nationally. So the one thing I always think about when I think about UGK is that, man, had they been able to carry that and sustain that impact nationally and carried that out over a longer period of time. But then again, that wasn't what it was about with
No.
them, you know. Just like we talk about with Deluxe, it was about showing up and doing work, man, and
Work.
making sure that they stay true to themselves. And that's what UGK's legacy is. And not only that, man, they gave the rest of that region a blueprint to follow. And it gave, you talk about soundtracks of a region, soundtracks of an area. Oh, yeah, that was UGK.
That was UGK.
That area in Texas, man. That was UGK in that area there in Texas. Made just real good rider, down home music. You know what I'm saying? That folks from that area could relate to, and the rest of us, man, those of us who appreciated stuff like that, grabbed onto and held on to that as well, man. So props to them, and rest in peace to Pimp C, as always.
Definitely rest in peace to Pimp C and B.Cox, man. The thing with with Pimp C, it was his authenticity that appealed to me, man. His personality, his just being bold and unapologetically myself, and I always dug that. Plus, he was a light skinned nigga. I always gonna pull for the light skinned nigga. Hey, as your man Damu say, beige rage, you got there right. We gonna stick together, goddamn it. That motherfucker crazy. I said, I said, kiss my ass. I ride with my light skinned homies. But
Hey,
Pimp was one of a kind, man, and Bun lyrically, man, is nasty.
nasty.
And people they didn't unless Bun slip up and get on a track. You're like, God damn, I forgot Bun would come through and slice your ass up, man.
Yeah.
But as you said, it was never about that. And you talk about what Bone did for our Midwest. To me, UGK did that for Texas. Now, of course, you already know how much we love Face. We gave Face his cigars last time, but UGK Pimp C got me to start paying attention to the Slim Thugs, to the Swisher Houses, and all those guys, Paul Wall, Mike Jones, and all them boys. So,
yeah,
again, UGK kicking the doors, man, and really made me say, hey, what else is around here y'all boys got in Texas, man? So I'll always appreciate UGK, man. Much
identity.
love.
It was an identity, man. And like you said, and that is evident on that Draped Up remix that Bun B had, where you had all of the Houston heavy hitters on there, the little Kikis, the Slim Thugs, the Paul Wall, the Zeros,
the Flips,
little Flip, all that. And then seeing guys like Trade the Truth, seeing all of that stuff, Swisher House, all these people coming out, right? You know what I'm saying? It was an identity. Yes, Face was from Houston and rap Houston till the day he died. But UGK's music identified with Houston and that region of Texas, bro. That was identity. That's what that was. It was identity.
Yeah, because Face was more, to me, Face could have been from Chicago had I not known better.
Yeah.
He could have been from DC had you not known better.
Yeah.
But you knew UGK was from Texas. They wanted you to know that. They put emphasis on it. I like how you said that, B.Cox. It was an identity. They wanted you to know we with country rap tunes.
Yeah,
this ain't hip hop.
This ain't no hip hop, nigga. This country rap tunes.
I said, all right, Pimp C, got it, goddamn.
Yeah.
Much love. All right, B.Cox, let's get back to the city, man, where I reside at, man.